With a black market for firearms and terrorism a worldwide threat, armed forces need to protect their munitions from getting into the wrong hands. Weapons are often stored in earth-covered concrete bunkers that have special doors. These mammoth steel doors are designed to prevent anyone from blasting their way into a military bunker to access the munitions stored inside. The key to the door's exceptional strength, a grid structure core made from steel slats, 6 inches wide and 6 millimeters thick. A computer-guided torch notches half the slats so the other half can slot into them to form the grid structure. Workers assemble the grid structure on top of a nearly half-inch thick steel plate, the exterior face of the door. Because the grids have empty space in the middle, they provide three-dimensional strength without the excessive weight of a solid core. Even so, these doors weigh almost 10 tons each. Once the slats are all assembled, workers weld the bottom of the grids to the plate. Then, with a manual gas torch, they trim the ends of the slats so they'll fit inside the channel of the steel framing that will run around the perimeter. Once they've installed framing on all 4 sides, they clamp everything in position, then weld all around. They run a string line to properly position and weld L-shaped steel tabs to the top of the grid structure. These tabs, 2 per grid, will support the interior face of the door. Then they fill each grid with mineral fiber insulation. This prevents moisture from condensing on the inside of the door. They take the steel plate for the interior door face, drill several half-inch wide holes through it, and lay it onto the structure, aligning the holes with the grid tabs. Then they weld the plate's perimeter to the framing, and each hole to the grid tab beneath it. Once workers have finished constructing the doors, they weld on hinge pins and locking mechanisms. The frame on which the doors hang is made of 2 heavy vertical steel beams with hinge pin receivers and 2 horizontal steel tubes. In the middle is a temporary cross bracing to keep the frame square and to prevent it from buckling under the weight of the doors before installation is complete. On site, the installers first mount the door frame. Then, using a forklift with an extended boom, a type of heavy lifting arm, they carefully descend the door's hinge pins into the receivers on the frame. Crews then build the bunker's concrete structure around the installed door. Once the concrete has properly cured, they remove the frame cross bracing. A handle on the door releases a footbolt, which slots into the base of the frame. This prevents the locked door from bowing. The lock itself is a massive deadbolt with a tungsten carbide rod inside, making it impossible to saw through. As an added layer of security, the military installs a monitoring system that sends out a signal the second anyone tries to open the door, even with a key. If the entry is unauthorized, soldiers descend on the bunker to apprehend the intruder.